POW Camp Devonshire, England, March 1945. Military Inspector Lieutenant Sarah Hartley is conducting routine camp inspections when she hears it. A sound, faint, coming from the officers' quarters, crying. A woman crying? British officers' quarters shouldn't have women in them, especially not women who sound terrified. Hartley follows the sound, opens a door that should have been locked, and finds a woman chained to a radiator. German, maybe 25, dressed in a torn civilian dress, wrists raw and bleeding from metal shackles. Above her, nailed to the wall, a hand-painted sign, "For officers only, do not remove." Hartley stares for 3 seconds. Then she pulls her service revolver and walks back into the corridor. "Nobody moves," she shouts. "This camp is now under military police jurisdiction." The woman's name is Anna Zimmerman, not a soldier, not a spy, not a criminal, a translator. She was captured in France, German civilian, working for Wehrmacht logistics, non-combatant, should have been processed as a civilian detainee, given paperwork, sent to a civilian internment camp. Instead, she was diverted here, to this officers' camp, where 3 British officers, Captain Morris, Lieutenant Grayson, and Lieutenant Phelps, decided that having a personal translator available at all times would be convenient. Convenient. That's the word they used in their later testimony. Anna tells Hartley the truth in broken English, shaking so hard she can barely form words. "They said I was lucky, that other camps were worse, that if I cooperated, I would be safe." Cooperated how? Hartley asks, though she already knows. Anna doesn't answer, just pulls her dress collar aside. Bruises, bite marks, burns from cigarettes. Hartley's hand tightens on her revolver. Hartley locks down the entire camp. No one in, no one out. She radios headquarters, gets authorization for a full criminal investigation. Then she starts interviewing guards. Most claim they didn't know, didn't see anything, didn't ask questions. But Private Collins, 20 years old, 3 months in service, breaks. "We knew, ma'am. Everyone knew." "And no one said anything?" Collins looks at the floor. "They said she was just a German, that it didn't matter. That worse was happening to our men in German camps, so what did it matter if they... He can't finish the sentence. Hartley finishes it for him. "If they raped her..." Collins flinches, nods. "Where were the camp oversight officers?" "Captain Morris was the oversight officer, ma'am." Of course he was. When Hartley arrests Morris, Grayson, and Phelps, they don't deny it. They justify it. "She's German," Morris says, as if that explains everything. "She's a civilian detainee under Geneva Convention protections," Hartley snaps back. "She's an enemy national..." "She's a human being who was chained and raped by officers of His Majesty's Army." Hartley's voice is ice. "You don't get to debate her humanity." Grayson tries a different approach. "Lieutenant Hartley, you have to understand. Morale was low. The men needed..." "Needed what? A victim?" Silence. Phelps, the youngest of the 3, finally speaks. "It won't matter. We're officers. She's German. Who's going to believe her?" Hartley leans forward. "Me? I'm going to believe her, and I'm going to testify, and you're going to face a court-martial." Morris sneers. "You think they'll prosecute British officers over a German girl? In the middle of a war?" "Yes," Hartley says. "I do." They almost don't. The initial report gets buried. "Postponed pending strategic review," which is Army speak for, "We don't want this scandal." But Hartley doesn't let it go. She goes over her commander's head, then over that commander's head. She threatens to resign publicly, to go to the press, to make it impossible to ignore. Finally, it reaches General Montgomery's desk. Monty reads the report, reads Hartley's testimony, reads Anna's medical examination. Then he writes one sentence on the file. "Court-martial proceeds immediately. No exceptions." The trial is swift, closed to public, classified. All 3 officers are found guilty. Dishonorable discharge, 10 years hard labor each. It's not enough. Hartley knows it. Anna knows it. But it's something. After the sentencing, Anna asks to speak to Hartley. "Why did you fight for me?" Anna asks. "I am German, your enemy." Hartley looks at her, really looks at her. "You were a prisoner in our care. That makes you our responsibility. And what they did to you is a crime, regardless of your nationality." Anna's eyes fill with tears. "In Germany, we are taught the British are monsters. But you are not." "Some of us are," Hartley says quietly. "That's why we have to hold each other accountable. Being on the right side doesn't make you right. It just means you have to try harder." Anna Zimmerman was transferred to a civilian internment camp, proper facility, no chains, no officers. She was repatriated to Germany in 1946. Hartley never saw her again, never knew what happened to her after the war. But in 1982, Hartley received a letter, forwarded through military archives. It was from Anna. She'd become a social worker specialized in helping women escape abusive situations. The letter said, "You taught me that justice is not about sides. It is about whether we stand up when someone cannot stand for themselves. I have spent my life trying to be that person for others, as you were for me. Thank you for showing me that even in war, humanity is a choice." Lieutenant Sarah Hartley kept that letter until she died. At her funeral, her daughter read it aloud. Everyone in attendance understood. This wasn't just about one German woman. It was about what we become when we decide someone's humanity is negotiable. There's a temptation in war to believe that cruelty is justified by context. That because the enemy does terrible things, we are excused from standards. That because someone is on the other side, they are no longer protected by conscience. But Lieutenant Hartley understood something essential. The moment you start making exceptions, she's just a German. It's just one woman. No one will care. You lose the thing you're supposedly fighting for. Anna was chained in a camp flying the British flag by officers wearing British uniforms. The flag doesn't make you moral. The uniform doesn't make you right. What makes you right is what you do when no one is watching and no one would blame you for looking away. Hartley didn't look away, and 3 officers learned that rank doesn't protect you from justice. If this story made you reconsider what accountability looks like, even during war, share it. Because the most important question isn't, what side were you on? It's, what did you do when your own side was wrong? Thank you for watching.